A very good morning to all of you. All of you doing great? Yes? At least I'm able to hear few S. Maybe it is Friday, that is the reason? Yes, see for this, yes. Okay, we have started with miscellaneous queries, correct? We have completed with commands, and as I told, I want you to practice by executing all the different commands and to check how it works, all of these things. Is this clear? So miscellaneous queries we started with, and in that there was one question which we solved on the replace function, which you understood. Whenever you want to replace certain character with a new character, you can do it with the help of replace function. You have understood. After that, I have taught you on something called the case function, which happens to be a PL SQL function. You have also understood this part, correct? How do you write it? We have solved two different questions on it. I hope now you have that idea on how you make use of the case function. Is it yes? Yes. So after that, we have few queries. I'll give you 5 minutes of time. I want you to understand the questions, whatever we have next. Everyone get this? You have to understand the questions, the next set of questions, whatever is there in this miscellaneous queries, I want you to analyze. So please analyze the questions. I'll definitely tell you what needs to be done, but I want you to understand the questions there. Okay, so please go through the questions. Done? I mean, did you all analyze it? Yes. What do we have there? What is that? Select top 2 salaries from employee table. Now, if I say I want to fetch the salaries, you know that by having the salaries, how really it is present in the table is just with respect to the employees, their name, their details, all other things, and their salaries are present. So if in case I'm telling only this much, if I'm telling select salary from EMP table, what is going to happen? If in case we have the column as salary, let us just assume first employee salary, second employee salary, maybe third employee salary, fourth employee salary, then maybe fifth employee salary. Just in a random way, the salaries are present like this. If I'm telling select salary from employee table, what is going to happen? Just the salary, however it is present, it will be fetched for us. Correct? So if in case I want it to be in a sorted way, maybe I want highest salary by lowest salary or lowest salary by highest salary, then what I can do? Very good. I can perform the order by clause. I can sort it. So what I'll tell, maybe I want highest salary then the lowest salary because we want top 2 salaries. So in that way, I want the highest salaries in the starting, then the lowest salaries. What we will tell? We will tell order by salary. Directly you will tell order by DAS. Order by DAS you will directly tell. You have to tell order by column name. Which column you want to sort, then the order you want to sort it. This much I will tell. Now what happens? Whatever the salary I am having here, that salary will be sorted 300, 200, 100, 50, 30. Now it is sorted, right? This is what I am going to get. But our requirement is not like that. What we want to fetch is, we want only the top 2 salaries. Are you all getting it? We want to fetch only the top 2 salaries. Ma'am, how do we do this? Yes, how we can do it is, let me tell you. Here in Oracle, we have something called the concept of row num. What is it? We tell something called row num. What is this is, internally for the rows, there will be certain numbers generated. Internally, the rows will be having number that we are not given. Internally, the server will assign for every row numbers. By making use of this particular concept, I am going to limit the number of rows that I want to retrieve. Are you all understanding? Why? Because now I want to limit the display of the rows to only 2. Not all the rows I want. I want to limit it only to the first 2 rows. And that I can do it by taking the help of the row num concept. So this row number is nothing but it is internally the numbers given to the rows by the server. We are not going to give this any of these things explicitly. And row number cannot perform the equal to operation. If you're trying to equate the row number by using equal to operator, it cannot understand. Are you all getting it? Now, ma'am, how do you do this? How do I do it is, this part I'm having now. Next, what I will tell is, I'm going to tell, what I'm going to tell, I will tell select salary. Okay, I tell select salary from. Now, whatever I'm having here, this I will give as a table to this. Are you all understanding? Now, I'm not telling select salary from employee table. Rather, you know what is the output of this query? This query output is, I'm having the salaries which are sorted in the descending order. Now, I'm not giving the complete employee table as the table. Rather, whatever I'm having here, only this as the table I'm telling. Because whatever you give in the from clause, that will be treated as the table. Now, I'm not telling that complete EMP table as the table for this query. Rather, whatever the salary that is sorted in the descending order, that you treat it as table, I'm telling. Are you all getting it? So I have told select salary from this particular table. But if I tell this, I will get the same output itself. Yes or no? Now, I want to limit my rows only to the first 2 rows. So that condition I'm going to give in the where clause, saying where row num should be, we can tell less than 3, or we can tell less than or equal to 2. That is also fine. Then what happens? Row num less than or equal to 2. Is it yes? This will be selected. Is this less than or equal to 2? Yes, this also will be selected. Third row, is it less than or equal to 2? No, so none of the other rows will be selected. Only the first 2 rows will be selected, and we will have the output of the top 2 salaries. Did everyone get this? And you might think, ma'am, we'll tell row num directly is equal to 2. Row num is equal to 1. You cannot, our row num doesn't work for the exact equal to operation. Is this clear, everyone? This is how you do it. But when it comes to MySQL, it is very simple. In MySQL, we have a keyword present as limit. Then you no need to write the subquery, nothing is required. You can just tell select salary from employee table. Then you can just tell order by salary. Then tell limit. Limit is the keyword. And how many rows you want. You want to limit it only to the first 2 rows. If you just tell limit to, it will work. It is that simple. But here, limit keyword is not supported. It doesn't work. So all that you have to do is, you have to make use of the row num concept whenever you want to limit the number of rows you want to display. Is this clear to everyone? So this is the query for that. You can take it. I'll execute and show later. And if you observe now, where I have written the subquery? In the from clause. Subquery means a query within another query. If you observe, in the from clause, we have another query written. So that is subquery. How to write a query to display the third maximum salary from EMP table. Maybe your question will be answered if we solve the next question. Can you see the next question there? Second highest salary I want to display from the EMP table. Once we provide solution, you can just understand how you can find the third highest salary. First question, we don't, no, look at the next question. Now, which we solved is top 2 salaries. After that, you want to display only the second highest salary. And we need order by clause here because we want the salaries to be sorted. Is this completed, everyone? What do you think? How will I solve the next question? Okay, good. How do you use? Okay. Ronam less than 3. Very good. Exactly. Yes. Correct. Yes. How do you write? What is that they've asked? You have to display, select second highest salary from EMP table. How do you think you will be able to fetch the second highest salary from the employee table? Which means if you observe the salaries here, let's say 300, 200, 150, 30. When you see this is the first highest salary. Now we want to display the second highest salary. Only this one we have to display. How do you think we can do this now? Which means I don't want that first one. I want the second one. Okay. So how do we do this? Okay. All of you listen here. I want the second highest salary, correct? Now, I will tell here, what I'll tell is, I will tell select salary, or rather than that, what I will tell is, I will tell select distinct salary. Ma'am, why are you telling like this? Why I'm telling that is, because what if in case two employees are having the same highest salary? Are you all getting it? I want to find the second highest salary. If there are two employees getting 300, then definitely the second highest salary there in the column when we sort will be 300 itself. So I want to avoid the duplicates. That is why I am telling select distinct salary from which table? EMP table. Order by salary in the descending order. This will give you what? This will give you the distinct salaries, the unique salaries which are sorted in the descending order. So not the, if in case there are two person getting the same salary, it will be avoided. Duplicate will be avoided. Okay. Now, into the select clause, what should come here, I'll tell later. But in the from clause, I will give this as the table. Are you all getting it? This as the table I'm giving. Now, the distinct salaries which are sorted in the descending order is present. That is acting as the table. Then I will limit the number of rows. I want which one? Second highest salary, which means minimum of 2 rows. First row and second row is what I want. Are you all getting it? First row and second row is what I want. So I will tell where row num is less than 3, I will tell. So what will happen? Row num less than 1, this will be selected. Row num less than 2, less than 3, this will be selected. Row num less than 3 is this. No? So it will not be selected. Did everyone get this? Now what happens? In the output, we will have salary. And how many salaries we have? First highest and second highest. This is what we are having now. Currently with this much. Correct? Now, out of these two, which one I want? I want the second one. Are you all getting it? The second one out of these two is the minimum one. Are you all getting it? Now, with this query, we have told row num less than 3. This is row num less than 3. This is row num less than 3. This is row num less than 3. No. So only these two are selected. Now, out of these two, which value I want? I want the minimum value. So I'm going to tell, you know that we have the min function, the aggregate function. So I tell min of salary. Now I'll be able to get the second highest salary. Same way, someone asked me, ma'am, how do I get the third highest salary? Nothing. You will tell row num less than 4. Then min of salary only you will tell. That will be the third highest salary. Did everyone get this? Yes. So this is how it is. Take down this. So that's what I told. Few of you might think, ma'am, we will tell row num is equal to 2. As I told, you can check, you cannot equate that exact value for row num. So kindly copy this. Okay, somebody wants me to repeat in the online. Okay, listen. We want to find out the second highest salary of the employees. So what I am doing is, I have written one query here, just the sub-query you observe. I have told select distinct salary from EMP table, order by salary in the descending order. Then what will happen is, whatever the salaries, assume that we have salaries like this. Now, if in case I'm sorting it in the descending order, what will happen? It will be sorted in the descending order like this. I have told distinct salary because let me have all the unique salaries. I want to avoid duplicates. Now we will have this present. Now what I want to find out second minimum salary, which is this one, second value. What I will do is, with the help of the row num concept, I will limit the number of rows to 2. So I have told where row num is less than 3. Then what will happen? Only the first 2 rows will be selected. This table I will have now. Now out of these 2, I want the second highest salary. Tell me, do we have the second highest salary in this? Yes, we have. Where do we have? Here in the second one. And if you observe, out of these 2, the second value is the minimum value. So how do I select that? When I tell select min of salary from this, what will happen is the minimum value will be selected, which will be the second highest salary. Okay, somebody have told. See, to you also, let me ask this question. One of your friend has sent a query saying, select salary from the same thing, select distinct salary from EMP table, order by descending order. And condition what they have told us, where salary is equal to min of salary they have told. Is it correct? Can we write like that? The condition what they have told us, they're just asking, ma'am, is it correct? But I want you to answer for this. If I tell where salary is equal to min of salary, condition if I give there. Is it correct? Why it is not correct? It will return lowest. Okay. Dear students, how many of you have attended the classes of group by clause and having clause? If you remember, I told where clause, will it support aggregate functions? So can I tell where salary is equal to min of salary? Will it support min function? No. As soon as you see that query, you can just tell, we cannot use, first of all, we cannot use the aggregate function. Later, you can tell, will it work or not? Are you understanding? So analyze it in what clause, what they have used, what is used, even when you are writing queries also. Okay. No, you cannot tell row num less than, greater than 1, less than 3. No, you cannot tell those things. Is this clear to everyone? I'll execute it later. Let me also solve the next set of queries there. Together, I'll execute. Okay, all of you, listen here. Let us assume that one table we have, and this is the, as they have told, employee table. Let's consider it as like that itself, employee one table. And maybe I'll consider, don't talk, listen. Let's say there are, I'll just consider only one column in this. I have a column in this in which I have employee ID. Let us just assume we have employee ID as one column. In this, the employee IDs are present like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I have one more table, employee 2 table. And in this also I have one column. Maybe this also is employee ID column. In this, what and all IDs I have is, maybe let us assume in this we have 2, 3, or maybe I'll tell 3, 4, 5. These are the employee IDs. Now all of you understand this is one separate table and this is another separate table. So in this I have employee IDs as 1, 2, 3. In this I have employee IDs as 3, 4, 5. Now if you could look at the next questions that we have, what really is told there? They have told if there are two tables, employee 1 and employee 2, and both have some common records. So there are few common records. How can I fetch all the records but common records only once? Are you understanding? Now few of you might think, ma'am, what you do is you perform joins of it. Okay, but let me tell you students, what they have asked here is, they have not told us to join the tables, rather fetch the records. But if in case the records are common, records are nothing but the row values are common, then fetch them only once. If you could observe, I have, this is one record, this is one record, this is one record. Records are nothing but rows of the table. And these are the other records. If you observe, here also 3 and here also 3. The common record is present. So I want to fetch 1, 2, 3, and 3 is repeated, so only once I want, and then I want 4 and 5. Are you all getting it? Now you have to understand, if in case I'm performing joins of the two tables, let us use any of the joins, but they will be joined together, and number of columns that I will have is 2 columns. Total number of columns you will have in the joins table is always the number of columns from first table and number of columns from the second table. If it is 10 columns here, if it is 5 columns here, when I join, it will be 15 columns. I'm talking about columns, understand? But now we should have only one column itself, but the records should be present one below the other. Are you all understanding? Which means now what really the output I want is, I want the output like this: 1, 2, 3, and 3 is, since it is repeated only once, then 4 and 5. This is what should be our output, just in one column. Are you all understanding? This is the way how we want to combine now. Ma'am, how do we get this? How can we get this particular question solved in this way? Is it possible? Yes. In order to tell that, I hope in your small, since throughout your maybe schooling or college, you have learned something called set operators in mathematics. Have you all learned? Yes or no? In schooling, in college, definitely you will have this concept, something called set operators. Union, intersection, minus. Heard about this? Yes. So assume that I have one set like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have one more set. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I perform A union B, this is how you represent. What will be the output of this? You will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Union of both it will do. And if the value is repeated, if it is common, only once it will be present. So 4 pi is already present, so it will only one copy. 6, 7, 8. This is what will happen. Same way, if you perform intersection, what will happen? Only common values. 4, 5. Yes. And if you perform A minus B, what it will give? Only values present in A, that is not present in B. So 1, 2. 1 is it present? No. 2 is it present in another set? No. 3 is it present? No. 4 is it present? Yes. 5 is it present? Yes. So A minus B will be whatever is present in A that is not present in B. Which means I'll get 1, 2, 3. Will I get 4, 5? No, because they are present in B. Same way, if I perform B minus A, then what will happen? 4, no. 5, no. 6, 7, 8. Remember this? All of you would have learned this. One of the interesting topics for all of us to get the marks that time. Right? Yes. So similar way, we are going to make use of these operations here as well. And that is where we have the set of the operators with respect to whatever you have there. Similarly, here also we have union operator, we have intersect operator, and we have minus operator. But we don't make use of the symbols like this, any of the symbols. Rather, we will make use of them as the keywords. So now, if I want to perform union of both of these two, because for that question, that is what they have asked. There are two tables, employee 1 and employee 2. And what we want is, we want common records only once. Are you all getting it? We want the common records only once, and all the other records along with it we want. So how you are going to tell is, here the query that you will be writing will be, you will tell select star from employee 1, the first table. I will also tell select star from employee 2 table. And what I will do is, I am going to perform, just a minute. The union of both. Did everyone get this? So when I tell employee 1 will be performing union with employee 2, and together it is going to merge them, and it will, if in case there are common records, only once it is going to give. But dear students, whenever you are using this set operators, union, intersect, minus, and all of this, you have to remember you should be having equal number of columns from both the tables you are considering. Assume that I have told star and star here. Employee 1 table is having 3 columns. Employee 2 is having, let's say, some 8 columns. Then it is not going to work. So the number of columns that you are considering should be same. Did everyone get this? Everyone? So this is the one for that particular query. This is the answer. And few of you asked me one question of hacker rank. I solved it for one student that day, but even others had this question. There they have asked, find the city names. Yes, city names and length of city names. And you want to find out the smallest city name and then highest city name. If in case it is repeated, then what you have to do is sort it based on the length of the city name. Something like this you have. So there what you will do is one query in order to fetch the city name with the alphabetically in the ascending order. Another one in the alphabetically descending order. Both you have to perform union. Then you will get the answer for that. And one more thing, actually here we have something called union all operator. How does it work is, say suppose I'm performing A union all B. Then what it will do is, it is going to perform union operation itself. But if in case the records are repeated, the common values are repeated, how many ever times it is repeated, it will consider. It will not avoid duplicates. That is the only difference between union and union all. So if I perform A union all B, I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here also I'll get 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. That is how it is going to work. Got this? So tell me, for the next question, what do I tell? What do you want to fetch? Only the common records, which means intersection, correct? Only the common records from both the tables. So if you observe, which is the common record? Only 3 is the common value. Only that we should be getting the output. The value which is present in both the tables that we are considering. So here, what I'm going to tell is, I'm going to tell, and if you observe here, I have not given semicolon here. All of you, please don't give semicolon here. After the complete statement, I have given here. So that thing also you have to keep in mind. And coming to this question, I'm going to tell, select star from EMP1, intersect star from EMP2. So now only the common record will be fetched. What do you write for the next one? The last question. How can I retrieve all the records from EMP1? Employee 1. Those should not be present in employee 2. So here, whatever we have in first table, only that. If in case that value is present in the second table, we don't want that. Only the values that are present in the first table, employee 1 table, that is not present in employee 2. So how do we write for this is, it is that we are going to tell. So from which table you want only the records, that table you will tell minus. You will tell minus the second table. So what happens is, the values that are present only in the first table, not present in the second table, that will be fetched. This is how you tell. If in case I want values in the second table that are not present in the first table, yes, we will tell employee 2 minus employee 1. Completed this query? So let us execute all of these and see now. Okay. So I think I have to execute the case function question, right? 15, what is it? 35% of Pandey's salary, 10% of Ganeshan's salary, and for all others, 15%. This query I have not executed. I have just told you how to write it, right? So let us now execute that. I'm going to tell select. Now, what we want is, the question is, we want to select only the 35% of the salary of Pandey and 10% of the salary of Ganeshan, and for all others 15%. If in case I'm just telling select salary from EMP table, you can be observing here, we are just getting the salaries as it is. Now, we want to fetch in a different way, that is, whatever it is, the salary we want to fetch, into different cases we want to fetch. So I'll make use of the case function. I'll tell select case when the last name is equal to Pandey, then what I want the 35% of the salary. And how do I tell that? I'm going to tell salary into 0.35. Then another case when last name is equal to Ganeshan, then what we want? We want the 10% of the salary, correct? So salary into 0.1, 10 or 1. For all others, so else what we want is 15% of the salary. So we will tell salary into 0.15, and this is the end of the cases, right? This is what we want. So now if you observe, see, the salaries what we have is the actual salaries as it is. Now when I just run this, look at it. So 35% of the salary of Pandey, this is the calculation we get. 10% of the Ganeshan salary, and for all others 15% of its salaries we have got. Did everyone get this? Okay. And one more case function was there, first name, last name. Remember yesterday we saw it. Replace function I executed yesterday, I think. Yes, I executed it, I remember. Let us execute that query also, which is present in the functions. Using case, we have written it, right? I'll execute that also. We want to fetch the first name. We want the last name. Then we want length of first name We want length of last name. Last name, comma. There are few cases we have to check. What is it is, we have to be writing here. We have to tell when, maybe I'll tell here only. When length of first name is equal to length of last name, then what should happen? Then it should display null. Else what it should display? Else, when the length is not equal, what should be displaying? Length of first name. This is what it should display, and end of the case. Right? All these things we want. So when I just run this, if you can observe here, so here we have first name, last name, length of first name and length of last name. And if you properly observe, look at this, only this name, the third name is length is equal. There it is displaying null. Can you see here? When length of first name is equal to length of last name, if you observe, it is displaying null. For all others, since the length of first name is not equal to length of last name, so it is not displaying. It is displaying the length of first name itself. Everyone got this? And this is null. You know, null is represented as hyphen here in Oracle. Is this clear to everyone? So this is how it's going to work. Maybe we have to go with this row num questions now, right? I'm going to tell select star, sorry, not star, salary from EMP table, order by salary in the descending order. When I tell this and execute, you can be observing the salaries are sorted here. Is it sorted? Yes, you can observe the salary, all the 19 employees' salary are displayed, and it is displayed in the descending order. Now I want to fetch only the first two salaries, the top two salaries. So what I am going to tell is, here I am going to tell select salary from the table. What I will give is, I'll give this as the table. Whatever the output I'm having here now, the salary that is sorted, that I'm giving it as the table to it. And then I'm going to tell where row num is less than or equal to 2. Okay. So now when I just run this, all of you please observe the output that we get. See, only the top two salaries we are getting. Is this clear to everyone? Now what I want is, I want only the second highest salary, which means maybe if I tell distinct. So however, here we might not be having the salaries which are repeated. If in case it is repeated, it will avoid. That is why we will use distinct keyword. But if I tell this much again, I'll have the top two salaries itself. Maybe here, see, I'll instead of this, if I am telling less than 3 also, it is going to work. In this, I want the second highest. So I'm going to tell min of salary. And when I just run this, you can be observing. See, only the second highest salary is displayed. Everyone got this? Everyone understood? So this is about the row num concept. The next set of queries, maybe quickly, I'll just create the two tables. 1 values. So first value, maybe I'll give it as 1. Maybe another value, I'll insert it as 2. I'll insert it as 3. Okay. So if I'm saying select star from employee 1. Okay. So we have it. Similarly, I'll create another table. And see, ma'am, should we have the same column name and all? Nothing as such. Let me tell you. Any column you give, it is fine. But when it is giving the output, column, only one column will be there. Which column name it will consider? Which column name it is going to consider is the first column, the first table's column, it will consider as a column name. Okay. So I've created another table, maybe to this table, employee 2. I'll insert the values. I'll insert it in the first row as 3. Then the next row as 4. And I'll also insert one more record as 5. Yes. So if I say select star from employee 2, you can be observing it has 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tell select star from employee 1 union select star from employee 2. And now when I just run this, if you could observe, see, both the values of the tables have been combined. And in which way it is combined? It is one below the other. So remember, in joins, the number of columns will be the total of both the table columns. But here, the number of columns will remain how much ever you're considering, only that much itself. Remember that always. Same way I told you about union all. So see here, if I tell union all, this will also perform union, but along with that, it will consider the repeated value also. See, 3, it is present twice. It will not avoid duplicates. This is what union all will do. Clear, everyone? Same way, if in case I am telling intersect, you can be observing here what will happen. See, only 3 is the common value in both the tables, right? Yes or no? So only that is coming here. Same way, if I say minus the value that is present in only employee 1, it is 1, 2. Because 3 is present in the employee 2 table, so it is not coming. Same way, if in case I am telling employee 2 minus employee 1, then I'll get 4 and 5. Did you all get this? So this is how it works. Can we use 2 columns in each table for union? Yes. That's what I told you. You should be having equal number of columns in both the tables that you are considering. That is the main thing you have to be considering when you are doing it. Is this clear to everyone? Okay. So this is about these miscellaneous queries. Well, dear students, so what really we are going to discuss next? It is about the database objects. In that, we are going to discuss many different concepts like views, index, procedures, triggers, sequence, and synonyms. These are the different database objects which we'll be learning. Okay. Now, let me just tell you why really these database objects we will be using. Let me tell you that first. See, all of you know that when we take up certain data with respect to the real implementations, there is so many number of records that will be present, because I told you here just to learn we have considered a very small volume of data, but definitely when you take up the databases of the real implementations of the applications, there will be 10,000 records, lakhs of records, millions of records present. Correct? Same way, I hope all of you are familiar with the or have the knowledge that when we consider the companies with respect to the SIM, the mobile SIM you use, definitely if I am taking, let's say Geo, there are millions, billions of Geo users. Yes or no? If I take Airtel or any of the particular SIM companies, definitely they have so many number of users present. There are so many customers for that particular companies. Correct? Now, if they are maintaining, when they are maintaining the database of the customers that they have, definitely the number of records what they have is very, very huge. Correct? It is very, very huge. Now, see, whenever you have certain issues with your SIM number, what do? Is you will contact to the customer care. Yes, you will contact to the customer care. Now, the customer care person will ask you to confirm your 10-digit phone number. After you confirm, maybe that subscription or unsubscription, whatever you want to do, you will resolve your issues and you will sort it out. Yes or no? This is what you will do. Now, dear students, my question is, whenever you are purchasing a SIM or just getting it for your number, you are registering it for the first time, you will give few of your details like your Aadhaar number, maybe your thumb impression you would have given. All of these details also you will give when you're purchasing the SIM card. See, if you have borrowed SIM from your friend or your parents, then you might have not come across this. If in case your SIM number is present in your name itself, then you would have definitely done this when you're purchasing. Yes or no? Now, dear students, these informations of yours, like maybe your thumb impression details, your Aadhaar number, all these are some confidential data of yours, right? All of you agree on it? All these are the confidential data. Now, what is it is, do you think whenever you call to the customer care person, that person will be having access to complete data of yours, like even your Aadhaar number, your fingerprint details, all of these things? If in case they have, that access is given to them, are you all getting it? They might misuse it. They might misuse it. Then definitely, if in case they are misusing, if the customer comes to know, they can claim on the particular company. Definitely the reputation of the company goes. So it is their responsibility. Whose responsibility? The company's responsibility from which you have taken the SIM, their responsibility to keep that confidential data secure. But at the same time, definitely few access of your data should be given to the employees of that company also, because definitely when you have some certain issues, you will contact to the customer care person, nothing but he will be the employee of that company. They should also be having some access, but not the complete access, rather only a few part of your data. Maybe like what is the email, registered email you have given, what is your 10-digit phone number, and what subscription and those things are present, or what plans you have chosen, for what package you have chosen. Only those details should be accessible to those employees. So this is enough for them to resolve your whatever the issues you have, right? Which means now in the database, if it's a company which is mine, I will make sure that I will not give the complete access of the database table that is present in which I have stored your details. Rather, only certain part of the data which I have to give them. Out of all the details, only your name, your email, and your phone number, and what plans you have chosen. Only these particular column access I want to give them. Are you getting it? So what I will do is, on whatever the part of data which I want to give them access, that data I will create as one virtual table. Are you all understanding? I'll create one virtual table of that data, whatever I want to give them access, and I will give them access to this particular virtual table, not the real table. Are you all understanding? So what really this virtual table I'm telling, that itself are the views. That itself are the views. So views are the virtual tables. You know the word virtual. It assumes to be present, but actually physically it will not be present. Are you understanding? So what really are views? Views are the virtual tables which are created on the basis of the actual table. Is this clear, everyone? Views are nothing but they are the virtual tables which are created on the basis of actual table. If in case sometimes whenever you would have observed when I was executing queries, if the table which I'm trying to select, if it is not existing, it was giving error. What error it was giving? Table or view does not exist. This was the error that was coming. I hope few of you would have observed that error. Are you all getting it? So views means what? Views means they are virtual tables. They are not actually the physical tables. They are the virtual tables which will be created on the basis of the actual table. On the part of the data, whichever you want to give access, only that part you will select and you will create a view on it, and only to that view table you give the access. This is one scenario where you make use of views. If I have to tell few other scenarios, say suppose regularly, most often you're referring to certain part of the data, like as I told, one table, there are multiple tables, the data is stored, and you have to be performing the joins of the data from multiple tables, 3 or 4 tables you want to join, and you want to keep on retrieving the data. Regularly, you will be doing this work. Now, when you are doing this work, because you have that requirement, you will be writing this joins query. Now, whenever you have to fetch the data from these 4 tables, you have to write that complex query by performing 4 table joins, and you have to do it. Yes. So what you can do is, you can make the complex query simple by using views. Why? Because views say suppose you have one big joins query and regularly you don't need to write it. What you do is that complete joins query, create one view on it, and next time when you are fetching, you can just fetch it directly from the view. No need to write the complete query. And how does it work? You will understand once I now do it. Is this clear to everyone? This is what is views. So it will make the complex query simple, and the data will be independent. Every time you no need to go to the actual table and fetch it. Directly from the view, you can read the data. Is this clear? So now, when I tell about views, how do you create a view is, it is very simple. How do you create the view is, you are going to tell create view. You are going to tell create view, a view name. Some name should be given to the view. Okay, all of you are getting? You will tell create view name as how this particular view should be created, that SQL query you give here. Everyone got this? You will tell create view name as SQL query. I told the joins query or what you're regularly fetching, that particular query you give here, and you tell create view as that query. Now say suppose, let us assume I want to keep on fetching the details of the employees who are in the department 20. Who are in the department 20. Regularly, I have to keep on fetching. I want this particular data. As I told, maybe only What we will tell is we will tell create view, some view name, customer details as select only that particular columns, name, email, phone number from customer table. Then only access of this, I mean for these particular values, whatever I have told, that will be given, created as view, and that view I'll be telling them to refer. Everyone get this? Is it yes? So one example, if I have to take, maybe if I want to create one view for the names of the employees and department of the employees, those are working into maybe department ID 20. So what I will tell? I'll tell select first name, comma, department ID from EMP table where the department ID is equal to 20 or 22, I will tell. Now, for this, I will create one view. So I'll tell create view, some view name. Maybe you can give any name. I'll tell maybe EMP department. Some name I have just considered as, and I'll give this query. Now, what will be present in this view is EMP department will be the view. And in this, it will have first name and department ID of the employees who are in the department ID 22. Only that will be present. Ma'am, can we see the view? Yes, you can see the view. That virtual tables, what I'm telling, even though they are virtual tables, you can see those virtual tables. See is nothing but you can read the data from that table, because that is what I told. The virtual table will be given to the customer employees, the customer care employees. So how you can read it is very simple. You can just tell select star from the view name. If you tell like this, you can see the view table. You can read the view table. Is this clear to everyone? So if in case I want to read the data from this, I can just tell select star from. I no need to write this complete query. If I just tell EMP department, I'll be able to read. What I'll be able to see is whatever this is there, only that part I will be able to see from the view, not the complete EMP table. Did everyone get this? Same way, how joins query will be made simple. Here, you just write that complex joins query you write. Are you getting it? Maybe 4 table joining, whatever I told that you will be writing. So create view, one name you give as, and you give that joins query. Next time, when you want to read that data, that selected data, you no need to write that complete joins query again. If you just tell select star from that view name, whatever you have written joins query and you would have had some data present, that will automatically display for you. No need to fetch it from the complete 4 tables again and again. So it will make your complex query simple. Is this clear to everyone? Ma'am, only particular values should we do? No, if you tell select star from EMP, the complete table, for the complete table, if you're creating view also, it is fine. Then what is the use of creating it for complete table? The table itself you can give them, right? So only for the particular access, whenever you want to give, you can make use of views like this. Is this clear to everyone? So this is how you create a view, and if you want to see the view, if you want to read the data from view, you can do it. And how do you do it? As you will tell select star from view name. This is how you do it. And also, once your work is done, if you don't want that view to be existing, you want to delete the view, you can also do it. And how do you do it is, you're going to tell drop. What we are dropping? We are dropping the view. So you will tell drop view name. So if I want to drop that view, I'll tell drop view EMP department. This is how you can also delete the view. So everyone got this on the views? Yes. So this is about the views. Take down. And one assignment on views. I want you to tell it in the Monday's class. What? What do you say? Tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, no? Saturday you will not have SQL class. Okay. Okay. Get up, get up. I know. Now few of you are getting alert what she said. Get up. So today is Friday. Saturday we will not have SQL class. SQL classes will be only from Monday to Friday. So the next class will be on Monday. So the assignment what I'm giving now, I want it in the Monday's class. Is this clear? Okay. What is the assignment is? I told views you're creating it on the actual table, which means, dear students, keep that in mind. Again, one more table will not be getting created on the, one more table creation will happen internally. Nothing like that will happen. Only virtually it assumed to be for the data, whatever you've collected, on that one view will be created. Okay, which means the data that it is showing will not be again one more data that is created, a copy of it. Rather, one view of it will be showing. From the actual table only, for that whatever you have written in the view, that values it will select and it will give you the view. That is what it means, virtual table. So now what is the assignment for you is, you should try to modify the actual table. Are you understanding? Just create one simple table. If you want, you can make the changes for the EMP table and the department table, job grades table. Any of that you make the changes, not a problem. If you don't want to make changes on that, because you have the DDL file with you, if changes are made, you can drop them and create it again. That's not a problem. If in case you don't want to do it on that, you create another table. If not, do it on the same table. Try to change some values. Maybe try to insert one more row, delete some row, or update some row. Some of the values you do it. On that, you first create a view on some particular data and try to make the changes, any of these changes. Is that changes are getting reflected on the view also? That observation you have to make. Is this clear, everyone? That observation you have to make. You should try to alter which. Okay, so listen here. I want you to make some alters on the actual table and see whether the changes are happening. Is it happening on the view table also? Okay, is it happening? Is it not happening? If it is happening, yes, the same value reflection is happening, all these things. Another thing, or try to alter the view table. Try to alter the view table. Ma'am, how to alter view table? You have not taught us. I have taught you how to alter the actual table. Instead of giving the actual table name, give the view table name. Instead of telling insert into the original table name, give the insert into view table name, values, and try to insert. So this is another modifications, or try to delete one record from the view table. So maybe I'll tell delete one employee's name from the EMP department table. I'll try to delete. So will it allow you to delete the record from the view table because it's a virtual table? Will it allow or will it not allow? If it is allowing, how the changes are happening? Which means if you're trying to make changes in the view table, if it is allowing, is it reflecting in the actual table also? So these are the observations which you have to make and tell it to me in the next class. Is this clear to everyone? Yes? Okay. So now take down views. Take down views. Views are the virtual tables Views are the virtual tables which are created views are the virtual tables which are created on the basis of actual table. Actual table is nothing but the original table. So views are the virtual tables which are created on the basis of actual table. And please keep this in mind. There might be a question that will be asked to you. Will the views are present physically in the database? What will you say? No, they are just virtually present. Is this clear? And next point. Views can make complex queries simple. Views can make complex queries simple. Views can make complex queries simple. Next point. It provides data independence. It provides data independence. What do you mean by this? Ma'am, you said we wrote. Huh? What do you mean by this? You understood the first statement? First point, everyone understood? Second point, everyone understood? Third point? Then tell what it is. First point, views are the virtual tables which are created on the basis of the actual table, the original table. So you understood that. On that tables, we create the views. This is how we create it on the actual table. We will be creating the view. That's one. The second one, as I told, there are some complex queries, some big queries. We can just make it simple by creating view on it. That also you understood. The third point is it provides data independence, I have told. What do you mean by that? Huh? Independence. What is that? Huh? See, you have created a view. Next time, is it required for you to go and fetch that from the actual table itself? Is the data dependent on the actual table? No. Directly when you tell select star from view name, from the view itself, it is giving you the data. It is not dependent on the actual table. That is what it means. So the views will provide data independence. This is what it is. Is this clear to everyone? Okay. Next, take down syntax to create view. Syntax to create view. Copy the syntax. This is the syntax. Create view name as the SQL query. The query comes here. Very good. Data is not dependent on the actual table. Very good. So syntax to create view. Example. Take this as the example. So it's not that you have to take the same one. If you want for some other data, for whichever the query you want, that query you give here, the example. Here, just one simple example to tell you how it works, I have taken. If you want for some data, you have some particular set of values you have to retrieve, give that here in the select clause. I mean the select query part. You should be knowing the use of it, be it any concept you are learning. Okay, so maybe whatever we are discussing now. Okay, so whatever we are discussing here, it is on what is the use of it, why is it necessary, where it is used. You should be knowing the application of it. That is why you are learning. It is not just, okay, there is one concept called views, you should be knowing. There is one concept called index, you should be knowing. There is concept of procedures, there is concept of triggers. All of these. Okay, so all of these, why is it you use? These things you should be knowing. Because that's how it is, right? Once you are developers, you will be developing the applications, you will be developing the softwares. So based on your requirements, you have to make use of these concepts. That is why it is included. It is not just that you have to learn the concepts are present. Why that concepts are present? There will be necessity of it in some or the other part of the development. So now if you remember what it is doing, during those requirement, when you have it, you can make use of these concepts, you can implement it there. Next, after you have taken that, tell syntax to fetch the data from view. Syntax to fetch the data from view. Syntax to fetch the data from view. Which is the syntax? Select star from view name. Already written. Select star from view name and copy the example also. Select star from EMP department. Is it completed? Next, syntax to delete a view. Syntax to delete a view. How do you delete? Drop view, view name. Drop view, view name. Drop view, view name. Example, just tell that drop view EMP department. Let us execute and see. What? 1 o'clock. What? It is still 12:35 or something, right? Yes, it is 12:36 still. What? Okay. So see here, just that examples we will see. If I say select, what is it we considered? First name, comma, department ID from employee table where the department ID is equal to 22. This is the query which we will write. See, these employees, these are the employees who are working in department ID 22. Correct? So now what I will do is, I'll create one view on this. So I'll tell create view, the view name as, and I will give this query. And I'll just run this. You can observe the view is created. Okay. Now I no need to write the complete query in order to fetch the employee names and department ID. Those are working in 22 department ID. If I just tell select start from EMP department, observe here, I'm just executing only select start from EMP department. What are we getting? In the view, whatever is present, only that part we are able to get it. Did everyone get this? So view is now having the virtual table. A virtual table is created by the name EMP department, and this EMP department is having whatever the details we have here in the creation we have given. It is having that. Is this clear, everyone? So what you do is, just an example I'll tell. Try to change somebody's name or add some name here for some details. Some alterations you do. Updation, deletion you do. And will that be reflected in the view table? And try to make changes in this view table and check whether will it allow you check. If it is allowing, then is it reflecting in the actual table? This is what I want you to observe. This is very important. Whether will it allow, will it not allow, all this observation is very important. That is why I'm asking you to do it. And you have to be telling me in the next class. And same way, if I want to delete this view, how do I tell? I'm going to tell drop view, the view name. And now if I just execute this much, you can observe the view would be dropped. The view is dropped. Clear, everyone? So this is about the views. All of you got the idea on views? So the next one. Yes. Index. Let us see the index. Yes. So what really the index is all about? Okay, listen. See, you all read books. No, man. Then what do you read? Reels. Okay. Let us assume that. Okay. Yes, what it is. Okay. So tell me here, on the first day when I asked, when we all started our classes having in the morning, from afternoon it shifted to morning. How many of you were not happy with that? All were happy when it got shifted morning. No, how many no, how many yes? Yes? All of you are comfortable with this time? Okay. So because why? Because I was talking with Puneet sir about your class timings. The students are not fine coming morning, sir. They want it in the evening itself. Okay. Morning is fine. Fine. Okay, fine. So, not me. It's that sir himself spoke about it. From Monday, your classes will be in the afternoon. Okay. So, you can talk to Puneet sir. Okay. He told me to inform it to you. Okay. So, listen. Listen. Index. Concept of index. We'll come back to the concept. Just 10 minutes. Okay. Silence. Silence. Okay, first mark your attendance, then I will complete the index part. Hmm? Puneet sir. No, class is not over. Marked? All of you have marked, finished marking? Okay. So index we will finish and we'll leave. See, however, our class is still like 1 o'clock only, right? Huh? Index will get over in 10 minutes. It's very simple. See, instead of this man, we would have finished it. Listen. Very important. Listen. Okay, next week I'll extend till 6:30 in the evening. Okay. If class is till 6, I will take till 6:30 every day. Now you will tell, okay, I know. Okay. So index we will finish. That's fine. I can manage. Okay, listen. Okay, let me just give you a brief idea on what it is. See, understand. Very, very important. Indexing concept is very, very important. Okay. So listen. When we talk about the indexing, it is just that. Say suppose you are reading a book. Let's say you are reading a Java book or SQL book, which is very, very huge in size. Okay, let's say there are some 500 pages in that book. Then what do? You want to study maybe some joins concept you want to revise. This joins concept, let's say it is present somewhere in the 300 page. It is present in the 300 page in the SQL book. Now, what you have to do is you don't know where really this joins concept is present in the book. What you will do, you will open the book, you will start flipping the pages. You have to flip till how many pages? Till the 300th page. Yes, till the 300th page. Then, whatever the data that you want to reach for, don't you think it is consuming more time for you to reach there? Whatever you want to fetch, whatever you want to get, that you want to study from there, don't you think the time that is taking is more when you have to keep on flipping every page? Yes or no? Yes. But if you have something called index page, in which for the concepts there will be page numbers. Okay, joins concept is present in page number 300. Then the time that you take to reach to the concept of the joins in the book is very, very fast, is very, very less comparing to the whatever the scenario I told previously. Yes. So that index is helping you to reach or speed up the fetching of your requirement in a very faster way. Same way here also the concept of index. And if you think the index what we have is that no indexes will be there, definitely on a table, as soon as you tell primary key column, a index will be created automatically. That is the one which is helping you to retrieve the data. Okay, leaving that, apart from that, you can also manually create indexes. Are you getting it? Manually also you can create indexes. That is what we have it here. And indexes are created on the columns of the table. Keep this in mind. Indexes are created on what? They are created on the columns of the table. So this is the idea of index. So these are the one which is helping you to speed up your select queries. They are the main responsible for retrieving the data faster from the table. Ma'am, is it necessary to have indexes? See, now whatever the data we have is 19 rows table, 20 rows table, or maybe some 10 rows table. It is very small in size. But as I told, if you consider SIM card company database, the table will have millions of users' details. A company, MNC company you take, there may be some 10,000 employees records stored. So when the data is very, very large in size, indexes are very suitable to be created. And there are so many scenarios when it is suitable to create index and when it is not suitable to create index. Ma'am, why? Why? Because indexes will also occupy memory in the space. So just randomly, however you want, you should not create index. If it is really necessary, and I'll also be telling you in the next class, when and all you have to create the indexes. Only in those scenarios you create. That is when it is suitable. And in the other scenarios, if it is really not necessary, if it is not suitable, don't create index. Avoid it. Avoid it. And if it is necessary, do it. Is this clear? So this is about the index. And definitely indexing concept is one important concept which you should be knowing as a developer when you're, that to be when you're a full stack developer. Is this clear, everyone? So this is about just a brief on index. So the concept of index, I'll start it in the next class. Thank you. Let's all meet in the next class. And your classes timings might be in the afternoon from the next week. You will be getting the schedules in your Slack. Okay, thank you. Uh, insert all records of a table, and is it possible? See, if this is your question, just with the SQL in Oracle you cannot do it, but by using PL/SQL concept you can do it. Okay, but in MySQL you can perform insertion of multiple rows is possible in MySQL, but in Oracle by just using SQL you cannot do. For that you have to make use of the PL/SQL concept, and with that you can do it. Okay, fine. So thank you. Then let's all meet in the next class.